Alright, so today I have my mom. I was like, Mommy, please look at the camera. Look at the camera. You're talking to the camera, not me talking.
Okay.
Alright guys, so today I'm doing a video where I'm going to ask my mom some questions. But anyways, welcome to That's Grace. And if it is your first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if it's not your first time, we know what that means. You are family. Alright.
Yeah, family.
Okay, so let me see. When did you know that you were ready to have kids?
You ever know that you're ready to have kids?
Clearly some people know.
I just knew I wanted it. Was well, I guess the time that I knew I wanted kids, from I was a little girl, I always dreamed of having twin daughters, identical twins. And that came from because I normally fantasized that I was a twin, and them take my twin sister and have her somewhere, and one day she can just turn up at the gate. Yes, it's the person hearing this, yeah. And I would just play trick on my mother, and she would say, "Twin which part? You're not a twin, are you one born? You're this so big and you didn't want to be twin? I kill you, the one kill me." However, from that time as a little girl, I knew I wanted twin girls. But 2 years after I got married, based on what was happening and how I was feeling, I just felt it was time. So I started to pray and I said, "Lord, I want my twin girls."
Okay. And that was when you knew. Alright.
Yeah, the feeling just come on. Yeah.
It just dropped on your body. Just get up from where it there and just come drop on your body, mommy.
You go to, I was growing up, you know. I was groomed how to be a wife and how to be a mother, how to take care of a home. So if you're doing these things, as a matter of fact, when I was a teenager, my mother used to run a nursery, and I used to take care of the babies. And the mothers would say that my baby stick to you and don't even want to come to me. So even from then, I thought I could be a mother. But when I was really ready to be a mom, was 2 years after I got married. I was already married, and based on where my life was at the time, I felt that I need to have a child or the children now.
Alright, so your body did ready, your mind was ready.
Yes, my mind was ready.
This question now. So, what was your first year of motherhood like?
Can I tell you?
Alright, so because you did ready, you know, so alright, give me the rundown now because you did ready for that.
My girl. Ready? Having a baby taken care of for a few hours and handing them over to their mother in the evening, it's totally different from you having a baby 24 hours for the day, bawling, crying, and you don't know what's wrong with them. And it's not one baby, it's two. It's nowhere close to what I'd imagined. I understood the whole breastfeeding process. I understood how to bathe, how to comb hair, and guess what, Mr. Them tell me, say me I go on girl picnic and me can comb hair. But that process I understood. I understood how to comb the baby hair, bathe the baby, wash the baby clothes, because I had practice doing those things. But what I didn't have any practice was the mental part of it. The baby crying, babies wanting your attention, you're giving them the breast to feed, and it says the first year. So when I thought that I was home at the time so I could breastfeed you, and you and your sister just stop. After 5 months, you stop. Don't want no more breast, and the milk was in my breast to feed you. What happened was, because you guys were born premature, you were small, so the doctors were saying I didn't have enough milk in my breast to feed 2 babies, so they told me to start giving you guys bottle feed. And you guys just, one morning I put the breast in your mouth, When I suck in the night, suck. And me never did know say I done I tap so I just I empty the breast and say, Mom, me done. And then I wake up the morning and normally I have one on this breast and one on the other and I put the breast on the mouth. Cool. Nobody took the breast. And the breast started to swell up. I mean, it was paining me. So it's just bare bottle feeding. And then you guys were lactose intolerant. So every feeding me going to know just I can't understand what I go on. Because so you give baby feed and a fool and a God food, my mother would say, them fool them overfeed. I say, what, they're not eating them belly full. I wanted to realize I'm a lactose intolerant. So I need to go find a different kind of milk to give you now for her to take. And the breast swelling up and they're hurting. And one day I remember saying to you guys, my mother breasts are hurting and I can't help her a little bit. And nobody to pay me any mind. So I took her up one by one, talked to her gently and put her on the breast. Only this now. Sorry for me.
Oh,
Only this now. Sorry for me. I suck 1 week more. And after the 1 week, I just was feeding her one day and she just goes,
done.
You know that they could look.
Done with you.
Can't take no more. And all I said to her was, thank you, my daughter. Thank you, baby. 1 week more.
Have I like them? I have it for like them.
She have been 1 week. You will not give me no chance. So I had to thank her, and then I had to pray about it. And people say I must put all different other things in my brassiere to pull out the milk, but I did prayer. But the first year, it was
rough.
Yeah, it was a bit challenging, but I overcame.
Wasn't a dolly house, eh? It wasn't
as
easy as taking care of
no dolly house, no baby balling, 2 baby balling, yeah. And then you guys were sickly too, so I had to be up and down at the doctors, hospitals with you, private clinics. It wasn't easy. And explain to everybody that you were premature and they must have my baby then little because I could hold the toner on this side and hold and wrap each of you individually and put on another blanket. And when I go to the clinic and nobody knows that it's twins I'm carrying, sometimes I think of the one baby, the toner I have on one side. So when them see me pull it out and I feed 2 babies, they say, what? A 2 baby?
Oh, they're tiny.
They're very small. And as I said, you were sick and they had to be doing all different sort of tests, heart tests, every other test. So that first year wasn't so easy, but it is and never so easy, yeah. Next question.
Alrighty, so what advice would you give to yourself at 20? Your 20-year-old self?
What I said to my 20-year-old self? Do not get married. Go on America. Or
go do what?
Go do the degree that you said you was going to do.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, that one is not even a big long explanation of people. She just hit that one up on the nail. Go along a school, got the degree. Alright. Let me see. Take me back to your high school days. What was some of the biggest struggles or insecurities in high school?
You know that a lot of my high school friends watch your channel.
Okay.
And me want to go put in a trouble.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't afraid. Me not afraid I don't know. Me not afraid. There were different type of experiences.
Yes.
But the one that stood out, me was Langulala. I was hyperfeed as them so call me. Yes, me know a son used to call me. And other things that I won't bother name them out. Yes. I was tall. And somehow tallness are the crime. And I was slim. And apparently tall and slim did crime.
Bad combination.
Them couldn't see past it. Because according to the boys in the school, me taller than them. So because me taller than them, I feel look upon me. And then now I grew up with more mature type of personality. Me never the girl. Me never the girl. If you come grab and pull and toss all over the place. So they never did too like me for that reason. And 3, me did too serious and me did bright. So me did have everything for teenagers to envy and dislike. So my high school years was not so nice. I just did my work and talked to who would have talked to me, because I had some friends. I did have some friends who, I don't know if it's understand, they did understand, but I had some friends who, these 3 girls, they spoke to me, right? So regardless of how I was feeling and what was happening, they spoke to me, they talked to me, them talk and laugh. Even though sometimes they might talk and laugh with the 4 of it, and me take out myself. Because to me, some of the conversations, me don't even know if I go say. You know that I don't know, but I chose not to be in those conversations. So I'd be there and me take up my math book and me start the math. So I was basically a nerd.
Okay. Alright, so this question is specific to me, to you and I. So take me back to a time when I was growing up, but I'm still growing up, that you think what was the moment that frustrated you the most? At what point in my growing up do you think was the hardest time to grow Dexan? Mommy, you could just say I'm easy to grow.
I am trying to think if there is even I am not even you weren't a disobedient child. For one, you weren't a disobedient child. And you were the child that if I talk to you, if I give you a chore, even if you're doing your schoolwork, you do it after you finish your schoolwork. And sometimes you get overworked because Desana would not do the chore. And so each of you get 3 chores, and you finish your 3, probably do your studies and go and sit down now, and then the chore is not done. And because I was there home with you guys and the chore to be done, I end up passing on something that Desana should have done. And then you will say, Mom, Desana to do it. And then I catch it back to myself. So because I talk to you guys and I listen, that thing that I learned from my mother, I listened, I understand, or I understood what you were feeling or how you were going through at the step of the way, because you girls were vocal, very vocal. My son is vocal too. But you talk out. So you didn't have a rebellious period where you were rebelling against something. And then I saw a lot of your suffering as my suffering, because I either had gone through it, experienced it before, and I was trying to like shield you from it. So each time you go through it. So the hardest time for me is to see you suffer through high school in a similar, even a worse way than I suffered. So that for me was one of the worst times. The second point is where I see you struggle and I feel helpless, is when you are studying, and I see say you study, you do the homework, you do everything and the teacher requires you do even more, because even if they give you 20 examples to work out for homework, you would do the 100 or the 50, and then you would come in with a grade slightly lower than your sisters, and you are disappointed, especially your high school years. You are going to 2 different high schools, so you have different grades, and then your grades are disappointed. And I know say you did study, but you didn't get that A that you wanted, and how disappointed you were. I kind of feel like because it was helpless, I wasn't able to help you to get it.
Is there a moment or event that radically changed the way you saw life?
Yeah, but it happened in my latter years, or different time in my year, different time in different aspects. Yeah, different things happen. But when I had you guys, I started driving after I had you guys. But when you were, you were in the car, all three of you were in the car, I would not drive as fast as if I was alone. I wasn't fearful of heights. I wasn't fearful of how bad the road was. I wasn't fearful of even going over, because some places that I drove, many female drivers don't drive there. So even with the car that I had and the amount of persons I had in it, and I go up some of those roads, drive through water, as Clifton says, you have to understand it to cross it. And I crossed that river and I did not end up in the Yalos River or the pond. So I crossed those rivers. But when my mom died, I started looking at life differently. And I realized that when it was just for me, oh, if I crash and I die, that's it. We just did. But after she passed, I recognized that I had to live for you guys, because there was more for me to do for you alive than what I can do for you in the next life.
Wow. Thank you, Mom. Alright, so I will definitely get you back on here another day, and I'll probably ask where the questions, get up in your business a little bit more, but I think these sort of questions are befitting for today, because God knows who is going to watch and He knows the lesson that they need to learn. So thank you, Mama, for coming on to my channel. It is late.
Alright, hold on. Before I go, I spoke about listening to you guys, and that is key. If you are a parent or intend to be a parent, you need to listen. Sometimes our children say things and it is not verbal. Sometimes it is their actions. So we have to be listening even with our own eyes. And we have to listen with our ears for the what is said and the what is not said. And we need to teach them how to talk and not to be afraid to say something to you. Because what I said to my children was, regardless of how bad it is or how you think me I go react, tell me the truth. I don't care who you want to lie to, but when you're looking at me or now look at me and you're going to tell me the story, I want the truth. So when they can develop that type of rapport, that they tell you the truth, and even though you're going to scold them, you're doing to love, because I talk to my girls more than I talk to my son, because you know all of them they really want to talk. But I talk to my children, each and every one of them. Once they want to talk, I am there to talk, I'm there to listen. So develop that type of rapport from early, the talking, the listening, the laughing, the playing, finding time to sit with them, to listen, to talk, and just observe them. Them love that. Okay? Them feel special. Okay. Yeah, especially the boys. Listen, look, and when them say, Mommy, yes, looking at them eyes, yes. Them want to see a look on them because so them feel important. Yes, son. What is it there? Yeah. Looking at them in the eye. And say yes. And even when you want to turn, keep your eyes, yes. Yes. And answer them. So them can look in your eye and see if you tell lie. Yeah. Them want size you up, yeah. Look on them. Yeah.
Okay, there you have it, guys. We've just questioned Mama Bear. Bye, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time. Continue to live in grace.
Bye.